had a fun time with Lisa this morning, listening to dance music in the living room. Yeah.
Sitting down for a family dinner. It's one of the most cherished times every day in this L'Arche home. Everyone shares the highs and lows of their day, their favorite sport, and what they plan to do over the weekend. Small exchanges that create larger bonds and mold a community of exemplary caring and sharing.
L'Arche Lethbridge is part of an international federation of communities. It was begun in 1964 by Jean Vanier in France. And in each L'Arche community, at the heart of each L'Arche community is the invitation for assistance and for persons with developmental disabilities to share their life together. The form it most often takes is living together in the same household. So in L'Arche Lethbridge we have 2 homes, and in each home we invite assistants to come and to live together with persons with developmental disabilities in the spirit of a Christian, ecumenical Christian community. So L'Arche has been around for 40 years now, for 43 years. Jean Vanier founded L'Arche because, for a number of reasons. One reason was that he saw an immense need for persons with developmental disabilities. That was the period of time when people were still locked up in institutions that were not much better than prisons. He had a relationship with a Roman Catholic priest, and he had the insight that the presence of God was powerfully present in the poor, and particularly for him in persons with developmental disabilities. So he really felt a call from God to share his life with 2 men with developmental disabilities, and very simply invited them to come and live with him. So he was a university professor also at the University of Toronto, had a lot of contacts with young people. This was the 1960s. Communities were popping up all over the place. And so he invited his friends to come and experience what he was experiencing, what he was discovering about the immense beauty and the immense gifts of persons with developmental disabilities, persons that the world had rejected. People discovered what he was discovering about the gifts of persons with developmental disabilities, and then they went back to their own countries and started L'Arche communities of their own. First in Canada and in India, and now L'Arche exists in over 30 countries on 6 continents around the world.
I like it. It's quite nice here. I learned a lot when I was here. I learned how to cook, I learned how to mop the floors, I learned how to do everything. I've met a lot of people. The people that live here, they're great people that I live with. Melissa, Lisa, Kara, Alette, Susan, Mario, Tim, Eva. Some of the citizens are from Germany, and some are one's from England, so they're pretty nice to me, so I'm happy to be here with them.
I think what keeps L'Arche going is the presence and the gifts of persons with developmental disabilities. Their ability to love, their ability to celebrate, their ability to forgive, and their incredible openness to relationship and community in a world where authentic relationships and authentic communities are becoming harder and harder to find.
Living with people with disabilities is grand, I think. For example, the other night we had a party here, Brad, yeah, 90s party, do you remember? And I think just the freedom, Lisa and Brad, their freedom to just dance and get on with things, it was really, really fun. Brad playing his guitar, and yeah, just spontaneity and freedom. I've learned a lot, and expression, I suppose, directness of expression as well.
We often say that that persons with developmental disability live from the heart, and that 2 of the gifts that they have to give are the gifts of celebration and forgiveness. So most of us think a lot and have a hard time living from a place of compassion and of love. And for the most part, persons with developmental disabilities because their minds don't work in the same way. Their heart is wonderfully present.